Destiny vs. Freedom, grand theme of the recent grand titles of Square Enix. Hello everyone, especially gamers and Square Enix fans. I will be talking in this video about the seeming common thread that runs along several recent popular games by Square Enix, namely Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy XV, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and NieR Automata and Replicant. First is Kingdom Hearts. In Kingdom Hearts 3, we see Sora and his friends losing the battle with Xehanort first. But then Sora sacrificed himself and have chosen exile away from his friends in exchange of traveling back through time to save his friends and win the final battle. Next is Final Fantasy XV with its tragic ending of Noctis sacrificing himself to gain the power to defeat the seemingly immortal Ardyn in order to save the world and his friends. And we thought that this was just really the end, but with the DLC named Episode Ardyn and the follow-up novel for the game entitled Final Fantasy XV, The Dawn of the Future, we see that Luna was brought to life again, realizing that the true villain was the Draconian after all, who controlled everything to turn everything tragic for Ardyn to make him a villain and be his instrument for his planned destruction of humanity while making himself look clean. Luna then managed to change the original ending of the game by successfully informing Noctis of the reality, and Ardyn, finally realizing who was the true villain, teamed up with them in order to save the world from the Draconian. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, we see an ending that hints that the remake may divert from the original story of the previous Final Fantasy VII and also of the game prior to it in terms of story, Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core. In the remake's ending, we see Zack Fair, the original owner of the Buster Sword of Cloud, surviving the onslaught of other soldiers while protecting Cloud, instead of dying as in the case of the original story. In light of this, will Aerith, whose death on the original story Cloud cannot move on from as we can see in the movie Advent Children, live this time also? As for NieR, particularly, the remake of the NieR Replicant, one of its endings features Kaine being alive but missing the main character, which, through battling seemingly futuristic lifeforms, was presented the option of bringing the main character back, who have chosen being erased from existence and from the memories of all in order to let Kaine live. The advanced lifeforms resemble, I think, and maybe even related to the machines that evolved into more advanced beings and managed to travel somewhere else in one of the endings of NieR Automata. Either way, NieR Automata also features multiple endings hinting at the choice to change the destined endings for the characters. All in all, I think we can see now that there is a continuing discussion about the relationship between destiny and freedom in popular Square Enix games. Was this just a coincidence? Or is the company encouraging such discussions among its games? The talk about the relationship between seemingly polar opposites have been going on since the ancient philosophers, and maybe even starting when humans who can think started to exist in this world. As for me, I think there are some things in this life that we cannot control, like our parents, the language we are presented to as we are young, which can be related to destiny, but also we are left with the option with what are we going to do with such things that are given to us and therefore freedom. And this idea of the harmony between such seemingly opposites, the middle road between destiny and freedom in life, that I subscribe to, is from the idea of Paul Tillich, a German-American philosopher and theologian. I will link a good discussion about free will and determinism in the descriptions below. Thank you for listening.